少年ジャンプス。
Oh shit, what's up? I feel like you look good today. Welcome back to Shonen Chumps, the only anime podcast on the gosh darn internet. That features the three of us. As always, I'm Brennan.
I'm Sean.
I'm Dylan.
And if you're new here, welcome. We watch anime, and then we hang out, and then we talk about it, and that's what our podcast is. And if you're a return customer, why are you doing this to yourself? Anyways, this week we watched a newish anime, one from 2017, keeping it relevant. It was Keno's Journey, The Beautiful World, the animated series.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on Keno's Journey, The Beautiful World, the animated series, in one sentence?
Wow. You're just going to jump straight to it?
Oh,
That's
my
how we
goodness.
do it. That's how we do
You're not
it
even going to warm me up? Take me out to dinner first,
My
dude.
thoughts on Keno's Journey, The Beautiful World, the animated series, are... This was nice. ... Most of the time. Period.
Sean?
Yeah, this was good, but not as good as it could have been. And I know that because it was better before.
Oh, shit! We have an anime OG! Weeb alert! Anyways,
Yeah.
my sentence is, I expected a lot more.
Sure. Yeah, of course.
That's it.
So that
That's
means
it.
that you knew about the show, I guess, then? I knew nothing. Once again, I always know nothing. So what did you guys know about the show?
Yeah, Brendan, I'd say that makes sense because this is like one of the most talked about shows from 2017, at least I feel, as being a casual fan with the podcast.
People have been clamoring about this.
Yeah.
Which is why I think we decided on watching it. It was like, oh, you know what? Maybe people will want to hear about this.
Right. So I knew almost nothing about the show before I started watching it.
Yeah.
Although I knew everyone was talking about it.
Right.
I thought the main character was male.
Right,
And
same.
before we decided to watch the 2017 series, I thought, oh, I have some time on my hands. I'll watch the 2003 anime, like the original anime.
Right.
And I found that it was so good, and I realized why it was a classic. I guess a modern classic, whatever. That was only 14 years ago. Yeah, it was better than this series. Brennan, what did you know before?
I knew it was a remake. I had heard of the old Keno on and off here and there as one of like the greats, people being like, yeah, this is a fantastic show that everyone should watch.
Right.
But yeah, I did hear about this as a remake, and I saw it on like Crunchyroll, and I was like, this looks cool. This looks like it could be nice. But like, again, like I didn't know a whole lot, but I'm not sure where I came across it, but it was kind of pitched to me by either someone on YouTube as like, oh, like this person visits a new country every episode, and it's like an encapsulated thing.
Right.
And the first one is a country where murder is allowed. And I was like, okay, that's a really interesting premise if they're gonna go that route. Mm-hmm. So maybe this show like has like weight. Maybe it's sick.
Right. I thought the first episode was like the concept of it was so stupid.
Yeah. I mean, when I actually watched it, I was severely let down.
Yeah. So much so, it's like, oh, you're allowed to kill anybody, but if you try to kill them, everyone's going to kill you.
Right.
And that's how it's. I'm like, we just live that way already. That's how it works now.
That was I didn't like how they framed it as like a twist, like a big asterisk. Like there was this big buildup and there's all this tension. It's like, but actually, that isn't how things are here. And I was like, come on. It was just like a big womp womp for me. And I was like, yeah.
I liked it.
Why?
Did you actually?
I don't know. Maybe it's because I had zero expectations of the show. I didn't know each episode was going to be encapsulated. I didn't know there was hype around it. Mm-hmm. I just watched it. I liked it. I liked it. I didn't mind the killing people thing. I thought it was kind of cool the way it turned on him. I'm not saying it was like super wicked, like, whoa, they dropped a bomb, like, oh my goodness, this came out of nowhere. It's like something like that was bound to happen or was going to happen. Mm-hmm. But I still liked it. I liked how kind of uncomfortable it initially felt when Keno was in the city. Oh, by the way, they're countries. Why are these countries all like
city
cities?
size?
Yeah.
Anyway,
none of them have names either. It's always my country, your country, this country, that country.
But I just kind of like the way she's just like walking around, kind of like, what? This is what I was expecting. And then people are like, oh, like, here, like, oh, I think she goes to like eat somewhere. And then he's like, if Keno says like, oh, what's that? He's like, oh, that's my gun I used to kill people. Like, I liked how just like weird and eerie it was. Because it's like this like low-key, I really like the feeling they brought on.
Yeah.
Did you guys get from... So, Brendan, have you seen the original series now?
No, I haven't. Okay. I wanted to watch it.
You didn't even start it?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
But I probably will go watch the original.
So, just by watching this series, the 2017 series, did you guys feel like each episode was about a country and showing you how society is like morally corrupt in a different way? Did that come across?
That wasn't like, that didn't ring super clear. I mean, like, there's always something kind of weird going on everywhere, but it didn't strike me immediately like, oh, this is the theme of the show, is that shit's fucked no matter where you go.
Right.
But I mean, now that you say it, I guess it makes sense.
I feel like in the 2003 series, the theme was more focused, and every episode, you went to a different city, or I guess country, and you could see how their ways of life was fucking everything up. How everything was like secretly sinister in a different way. Right. It kind of felt like Black Mirror. Right. Like watching the show, I felt like I was watching Black Mirror, where it's like, obviously if you haven't seen Black Mirror, it's like there's a different piece of technology in each episode, and you see how like technology is kind of like fucking with the way that we live.
It's like kind of Aesop's fables for the modern age.
Like how it can help us a lot, but it has like this one detriment that's like really gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
This seemed like that. Like seeing all the way that these people live, but like there's always something off and it's throwing everything into chaos, and Keno just gets to experience it and then ride away like nothing matters.
Right. Speaking about that, it's like I feel like this show would have been cooler if Keno really was like a neutral party, like a true neutral party, just an observer, seeing these people's ways of life and sort of reflecting on it. But that's not necessarily the case, and we see that pretty early on, like episode 2, I guess, like the Coliseum episode. Also, before we get into that, the thing that set off an alarm in my head in episode 1, where it's like, okay, this is a country of murderers, was that as soon as Keno entered, there weren't people just camped at the front with shotguns to blow people's heads off. I was like, since that isn't a thing, there's obviously something going on here, and it did kind of fuck with expectations in a cool way, but at the same time it was kind of lame in the end. But anyways, back to the Coliseum episode.
I have some stuff to say about it.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of things that are kind of off about that whole experience, just because of how OP Keno is, just out of the gates. It kind of makes...
she's trained by the master, of course.
Right. But we don't know that. And we also do get very little about that. And I think that's kind of cool in a way. But also, just the fact that she's untouchable, it kind of lowers the stakes, where she's so cool, calm, and collected. Some guy busts out a big old flail, and she just shoots it out of his hand. And then he's like, oh, I'm sorry. And then the next dude is throwing like batarangs at her, and she just shoots him in the stomach. And I'm like, why don't more people have guns in this fucking arena?
Yeah.
That's true.
I guess it's because they enter the town not knowing what the deal is, and it's just
Right.
they just need to use whatever they have to fight.
I guess so.
Actually, no.
Is it not?
Because
they're
that is
citizens,
the case.
right? They already lived there, some of them.
No. I think everyone competing are not citizens, but Keno asks them, she says, like, am I the only one who didn't know this rule? And then they said, like, yeah, it happens sometimes. So that means that a good deal of those people in there would at least, like,
Had
a
some
bunch
sort
of them
of-
would have to know.
Also, the craziest thing is Keno comes face to face with Trombone Man. Turns out the trombone's actually a flamethrower. Keno, a flamethrower. I knew it. How did you know it?
Because who fights with a trombone?
It's like what? How OP is she?
I don't know. Maybe the master used that move on her before.
The old trombone thrower.
Yeah.
You know.
The master. Shout outs to Paul Thomas Anderson.
Jesus.
Great movie.
So what I can say is that the Coliseum episode is episode 2 in the new anime.
Yes.
In the old anime, it's episode 6 and 7.
Oh, okay.
So it's a much longer story about how this shit goes down.
Right.
So it goes more in depth, and you actually get to see a conversation between the dog and the bike.
Right.
So Hermes and Riku.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting. They just talk to each other. It's so weird. And you actually get it hints at Shizu being the heir to the throne.
son, yeah.
The son before the end of the episode, the very end.
Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting. But one thing about the old anime that the new one doesn't do is that the opposite way. The new one turns Shizu into a recurring character. You see him multiple times. In the old anime,
he doesn't show
he's
up
just in 6 and 7, then he's gone.
I kinda like that.
You're like, oh man, I kind of want to see what that guy's up to.
In all honesty, I wish Shizu didn't come back. I didn't really like his episodes. But also, in the new series, when they're facing off, right? Mm-hmm. And Keno looks him dead in the eyes and says, I haven't killed anyone yet, but I plan on killing one special person before I leave.
Yeah.
How did he not immediately get that he meant the king? I thought they were going to pull some, sick combo move where, Keno pulls out her revolver and, shoots it at him, and he deflects the bullet Genji style, and it's gonna fucking blow up the king's head. And that's the other thing, another point where she's not the neutral party because she wins,
right?
And then she just goes, all right, King of the Hill style, last person standing's a new king, fucking kill each other, and then people start killing each other. It's
she just
eliminated a whole
up a country, which is weird.
Just everybody died.
That's how she gets
Women,
off. Yeah.
children, everybody's getting beaten to a pulp.
But it's their own fault.
And also,
I think I wondered about that moment because I wondered if her saying that was supposed to be a rule so crazy that would make people realize.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have to kill all each other, and that's how they determine the new king. You think maybe, I wonder
they'd be like,
maybe
oh, this is
Keno
crazy.
said that, and then they would be like, that's crazy. Oh,
they
maybe
all come to their senses.
This country is crazy.
Yeah.
Let's be a democracy.
No, they'd murder each other. Also, what's that guy's name again?
Shizu,
yeah. It's not like Keno could have turned to him and been like, hey, do you want your country back or anything? She's like, hold on a second. I'm going to set fire to this shit. Anyways, sorry if you wanted a country, but...
I don't think she knew at that point that he was the son.
Really?
No, she wouldn't have known.
No.
But anyways, it still sucks for him. His homeland
I
just
don't
gets
think he wanted
torn
And
to
as the
shreds.
viewer, you don't know, but in the old anime, you did know.
Shit, dude.
Good.
But
Felt good.
also Keno's motivation for that, later on you kind of learn because they show this clip at the beginning of the episode where some lady's talking to her. And you're like, oh, who is this? And then it goes out of your mind, and then it comes back to it later. And then remember how the guards are saying, oh, this couple came in and they had no idea,
Right.
and then the husband died and the woman survived.
Yeah. But the woman felt happy.
That's the thing. I thought,
what the hell was that supposed to be about? She told Keno, she's like, make sure you go there.
right, because I thought, originally I was like, oh, this is a revenge thing. She wants the whole city to burn because those innocent people died because of these people. But then that lady made it out and she was stoked and recommended that Keno visit.
Yeah, did she feel freed of the burden that was her husband?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Maybe it was an arranged marriage that she was
Maybe.
forced into.
It's what?
Yeah.
What were the stakes? What were the fucking stakes here? I had no idea throughout the whole episode. And also when Riku talked for the first time, that was on some fucking Detective Pikachu shit where I was like, this is wrong.
Yeah.
Why is dog talking?
I mean, there's also a talking motorcycle.
How did you guys feel about that initially?
They never explain the logic behind that.
Yeah, I got really confused. So I actually, my notes in episode 1 was just like, where is Hermes? ? And then it was, wait, is he the motorcycle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like, okay, I'm assuming you guys watched the dub.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
did they call motorcycles motorads?
No.
I believe that they do in the original anime, but not this new one.
Because they did in the sub. I don't know if they actually said the word motorad in the Japanese dialogue at all.
Right.
But that's how they referred to them throughout the show. So I just assumed that it was some technology of theirs.
This
I was like,
this
okay.
place seems like pretty technologically advanced. Like they have like modern motorcycles.
In some places.
I wanted to talk about that because I was thinking, when does this show take place? Because, like, it is very confusing.
Yeah.
Like, the first town, it's like they're in the Old West.
yeah.
Kind of,
That's
right?
exactly it.
And then the next town, there's a Coliseum,
Right.
Yeah.
right?
But
and,
then-
like, a king.
Yeah, but then
Super strange, but she has a motorcycle and a gun.
I think
Huh?
I think the first time I really clued into that like divide in technology in the world is like the third episode with the bothersome country where it's just like a moving country that plows through other countries. Because they're super advanced. They're on some like 2045 shit where it's like they're all wearing lab coats and like shooting laser beams and stuff. And then they pass through this country that's like an old German castle and they've got like old German helmets and like World War I style weapons. And it's like they've got farmers and shit. And it's like, well, fuck, man. You guys are fucked.
How long did it take for you guys to realize that Keno was a woman?
I was very confused for a while.
I was a bit confused, but I think I decided that she was a woman like pretty early on, actually.
Right.
Even before it was confirmed, I was like, I think it's a woman, though.
I think the Japanese voice sounds distinctively much more female, or sorry, more male than
Right.
the English voice. Because I mean, I was with you guys as you watched the last 2 episodes of the dub, and the entire time I was thinking, I was like, the person who voices Keno just sounds like Makoto from Persona 5.
Sure.
I really liked the voice actor. I don't know what it was, but I really liked
It
Keno's
was like
voice.
Okay.
this is a girl's voice, and it's a really nice voice.
So maybe it's just because I'd seen the previous anime first,
Yeah.
but both the look of Keno and the voice actor for Keno seemed more androgynous. Like you could, there was more confusion as to what they were, like
Right.
male or female. And the voice of Hermes in the original anime was like more sinister, like more of like a gravelly, like whispery type voice.
I kind of like that. It's less
This
like
one-
blah, 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 Keno.
This one just felt like a teenage boy and girl on an adventure.
Yeah.
The other one was like, I don't know, like, is this a guy or a girl talking to like this, like, oh yeah, Keno, we should go on an adventure today.
It's like Knight Rider or something.
Yeah, like a little, yeah. Which I kind of liked. It was cool.
Like, I thought,
But the way I actually found out that she was female was
Yeah.
on Wikipedia.
oh, really?
Like, yeah, I read
like-
like the little blurb, and it's
Right.
like, they're like androgynous, or like their gender's ambiguous, but you
Right.
find out she's a female in this episode.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I just watched you guys watch that episode
Right.
where it's revealed that she's a female. But, like, before then, there are, like, certain clues where she's like, don't call me boy to that guard. But
Yeah,
I was
she's
also like,
I'd rather you didn't call me little boy or something.
yeah. And I was like, this is probably, like, just because
Yeah.
she's like or I thought at the time he was a capable kid or something.
Right.
He's like, don't call me a boy or some shit, you know? But
The beginning of, I think it's episode 9, various countries. Yeah, the one that's
Oh,
about a different
it's like
bunch
a little
of different ones.
compilation, yeah.
There's those ambushers who are hiding in the hills, and
Oh, yeah,
they
yeah,
scope
yeah.
out both Shizu and
Yeah.
Keno, but when it comes to Keno, she's like, oh, it's a boy. No, I think actually it's a girl, and she's pretty cute.
Yeah.
So I
yeah.
think that was that.
That was
confirmation.
That was when I started thinking about it, and I was like, "Oh, it's not a boy." Okay,
Really? That's all.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wasn't
Oh my
offended. I was just surprised. Yeah, it got me. I was like, oh, neat. Also, in the episode that it is revealed that Kino's a girl, she has purple hair as a child,
Right.
and as an adult, but throughout the rest of the series, it's not purple. Her eyes are blue.
That's what I thought.
And she has like greenish hair.
So like what I thought during the new anime, you know that the slave episode, the slave girl who like breaks away from the people
Right,
because
Right.
she cooks poison into their soup or whatever, stew. I wasn't sure, but I thought we were seeing the origin story of Kino there.
Yeah, I was confused.
I thought they
initially.
changed the origin story from the first anime or the manga or light novel or whatever it is.
Because they hint at it too when they're like, oh, I wish our start to our journey wasn't so violent or something like that.
Yeah.
At some point, I don't remember.
And a bike
exactly
talks to her.
Yeah, and
Like
it
what?
sounds like Hermes.
Yeah.
So I got a bit confused. Yeah, me too. I guess I kept flip-flopping the whole time during the episode. I'm like, wait, is this about Kino? And I was like, no. And then the bike, and then I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I loved that episode, though.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
fantastic.
That was
It was
really
a great
good one.
episode.
It was like, I don't know, it was just really nice. There was just interesting sentiments throughout. Just like her beliefs being like these pure beliefs that she was being tested. And I even liked one of the guard guys just like talking about how like some people lose to fate.
Right, yeah.
I don't know, it was just like
was a
really
pretty
interesting. There were a lot of
beautiful-
interesting sentiments.
I think,
It felt like a good short film.
yeah.
Also, this 2017 anime is so disconnected from itself. Like every episode is about like a different thing. You're just flip flopping to different storylines.
They really, they
The 2003 one is just like you're just on a journey with Kino. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, I have a question. Why did they make this? Why did they make the 2017 version when the 2003 one exists?
Dude, that's what I'm wondering. Because the 2003 one actually tells the story better.
Yeah.
You learn Kino's backstory in episode 4.
Yeah.
And you know what that means? It's like
Is it the
in
same,
this-
by the way?
there's a lot of episodes that are just verbatim taken
Oh,
from the old one.
true.
Do you know the in the 2017 version? I'm going off like the audience that we're talking to right now hasn't watched the 2003 version, but I would recommend it. You know, in the 2017 version, when we have that town where Kino thinks everybody's going to be an asshole, but they're all
Right, they're
super
kind.
nice,
Right.
and she meets a girl, and the girl
Volcano
like
Town.
brings her to the inn.
Yeah.
The girl's her tour guide, and then it gets like shot on by a volcano, and
Yeah.
everybody dies.
Yeah.
Beautiful
That episode, yeah,
Stupid episode
Right.
in certain ways.
no, that episode in the original at least is beautiful because you see it after you've seen her origin story, and this girl that she's meeting who's named Sakura is Kino. Like they have the exact
Oh.
same story.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
this
I'm
time
going to
they-
show you my parents
Right.
in.
Yeah.
I'm your tour
Yeah.
guide. Be with me. And so she sees this girl that could be herself, and there's even a hint at like take this girl with you out of this town and be an adventurer.
Right.
Right.
And so it means a lot more. Whereas in this 2017 version, it's like you don't make the connection because they're so far apart and you don't know what you need to know in order to appreciate it.
Right, but when you do get the origin story, it does make you think back on that other episode.
Sure. Did
Right.
it? Did it for you?
It did, yeah.
It
Okay.
did for me,
It did,
yeah, because
okay.
it's like,
I think I agree that the way it would have been done in the 2003 version
Right.
sounds a lot better.
Right.
But there was still that connection there for me.
That's good.
I
it would have been
loved
easier
that
to make.
episode,
Okay,
so why
wait,
didn't you like it?
Let me tell you, I did like that episode. I thought that was a very strong episode. Made me feel something. I was like, this is nice. But also, there's just some shit that just doesn't make sense. Where it's like okay, they want a better reputation. They want to be like, oh, people will remember us as nice people. But you can't just fucking do that in a day. You can't just like fucking shower like all
3
this
days.
good. Well, I mean, like, you
I'm
know,
joking.
but still, like it's a little sudden. And you know what? They're still fucking dicks because they let their children die with them. They didn't tell the kids that the volcano was exploding.
Right. But they gave the opportunity to the kid to say that they wanted to leave.
Wait, hold on.
They hinted at like to Kino being like, oh, do you maybe want to take her child with you? I don't know. It seems like do you want to go? And she's like, no, I want to stay. It's my dream. And they're like, well, fuck, I guess you're staying now. Maybe if she knew their town was gonna be fucking blown to bits.
She did know.
No, she didn't.
Okay, wait. Oh, I have a couple things that I need to address. So first off, you said if they wanted to not be dicks anymore, but 3 days wasn't enough. What do you mean?
Like, just to revert, like, you can't go back on, like, years of being assholes by being nice to one
But
person.
I'm saying they found out, like, a few months ago.
Or
and
1
then
month ago. That
Yeah.
Okay, and then they said they were just waiting for a traveler,
someone
but
to
no
show
one
up.
came.
No, yeah, because they're assholes.
So I said, but I feel like that fixes that that problem. But I will say
they're still assholes because
Yeah.
they killed their kids, dude.
But no. But that little girl did know because she leaves a note for Keno, the seed from the wedding, and she says, "I won't be needing it." So the little girl figured it out.
No, but what I took that as is like she doesn't need that luck or anything because she already has her dream job. She's doing
exactly.
She is who she wants to
That's
be.
what I
really?
took
Which
that
is this tour guide.
Oh,
person.
I thought it meant that she found out.
No,
I don't think that
she
she
didn't
was
know.
happy with her fate.
And then none of the other kids knew either. All of the other kids in that country also fucking died,
Yeah,
and their parents
I
are
thought it was-
assholes.
Yeah, but we didn't see them, so I don't care.
I definitely thought it was more like she already found her happiness in life. She's a tour guide, but Keno is still looking for that that hole to be filled out there in the world. So you take this little seed thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's not how I read it.
I mean, like,
Viewers or listeners, tell us what you think, because that's how I read the whole thing.
Also, in the 2003 anime, this is the final episode.
Oh,
this
is
Oh
it?
man, that would have been
would've
a
been
much
final
better
lesson. Yeah.
That would have been.
Whereas in 2017, we got the fucking horror goat episode.
Dude, why was that made?
sheep. Oh,
They just had some extra money. Like, it's like, hey guys, we finished our 11 episode
what the
show.
fuck?
It's like, we still got like a couple $1,000 left.
It's like, yo, let's fucking kill some sheep,
all right.
dude.
Yeah, what the hell was that? Why was that the last episode?
It kind of reminded me of Cowboy Bebop's Ode to Alien. You remember?
Right,
Like,
yeah,
Oh,
with
yeah,
the-
yeah.
Except this
Contaminated
episode
food.
was not good.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know.
By the Cowboy Bebop Ode to Alien thing, we mean like when Spike's lunch is attacking everybody. on the
Yeah.
But it's funny because it's a herd of rescued sheep too. It's just like brutally fucking
Right.
shooting them, setting them on fire.
One of the great episodes in this anime that's not in the previous one is the actually no, it was really stupid. The twist was so stupid.
Which one?
The one where everybody's a liar.
Oh my god, that was the other one that pissed me off because it's stupid.
It started off
I
good.
liked it.
Yeah,
What?
it started off good. It got even better. I'm like, wait, this might be profound. And then the guy's like, I'm tricking everyone. And I'm like, fuck this.
This is garbage.
This is so dumb.
Yeah, no. I definitely thought that was a load of shit.
I liked this guy went crazy and the woman actually came back to him and blah, blah, blah. It's so nice. You should taking care of him and blah, blah, blah. But he's like, I'm tricking the woman that I'm with and I'm looking like a dumbass in the forest just so my country can have like a fallen hero so they
Dude.
can all like live off that fantasy. I don't get it.
That episode is just so convoluted. It just doesn't
Yeah.
need to be that complicated to make the point that it's trying to make. It doesn't make a good point either. It's just like
It was cool because it was about like love and about like a
being
lesson to a
satisfied
nation.
or like
it was like
being-
everybody in the nation learned this lesson. They have a hero and the love is back and she's doing this all for the person that she loves, but he doesn't know it. And he's actually an asshole. He's actually the biggest asshole.
he's an
Like,
asshole. She's an asshole too because she's
Why is he an asshole?
he's
I don't-
not
Why is he lying to everybody? Like everybody feels bad for him.
he's not traumatized. He doesn't
Right.
He's not damaged.
But he's doing that so that they don't, like, know, right? Like,
but why wouldn't they need to know? Like what's everybody getting out of it?
it's silly. It's a very silly episode. I
think
like
it's
it.
no. I think he has to lie because it's so that he can have a keeper, like a person taking care of him.
Right,
If
but
if he wasn't crazy, he wouldn't need the keeper. Therefore, he wouldn't get to spend time with his wife because she wouldn't be able to come back.
They could just run away together if they just
Maybe he likes his country. All right.
Right. But also, it's been like 5 years.
Yeah.
He could have just been like, oh, I'm not crazy anymore. Oh, now I fuck my housemaid. Let's go live back in the regular town with everybody else. I can be
Yeah.
a literal king
yeah
because everybody respects me.
exactly. I don't understand like why they would go to the lengths that they did.
But yeah,
I liked
yeah,
it.
no, yeah. Trust me, I liked it until the very end, and I'm like, whoa, damn.
I
dude.
didn't because
It probably might have. It would have hit me harder if it just ended without us knowing that he knew. It would have been. I would have felt something more, but I just didn't mind that he knew in the end. I didn't mind.
the princess was an asshole too. She's like, oh, he's like out to lunch forever, but like I kind of like it because I get to fuck him anyways. It's like, oh, did you hear that? Go fetch, boy. I heard there's someone at the gate, and he's like, ar ar ar, and like runs away. He's like, now we can talk. It's like, what the fuck? That's so weird.
liked. I just keep saying that.
It's even funnier. It's even funnier because like he's lying to his wife, and they live alone. They're secluded, or not wife, housemaid or whatever. He's lying to her that he doesn't remember her, but they could just both be in on it. They
Yeah.
don't need to be lying. To each other.
Totally.
Yeah,
Like-
that's true.
It just doesn't make
fuck's
sense.
up with that?
So
Yeah.
silly.
They
so
probably
dumb.
never get to be intimate because she
Right?
thinks he never gets to kiss his
Or
wife.
like they do get to be intimate, but she thinks she's taking advantage of him. But
dude.
he knows that he's not being taken advantage of.
This is just like a series of complicated
That's actually
kinks,
hilarious.
dude.
Oh,
It's just
God.
like they have very specific needs, and
Yeah.
they're fulfilling it as long as everybody's happy.
and neither of them gets to feel embarrassed.
Fuck, that's
You
actually
know,
genius.
she's just like, because he doesn't know what's going on, I can do
Yeah.
what I really want. And he's
Yeah.
like, yes.
It's like, thank you.
Never mind. Best episode in the series.
Yeah, this is great.
Oh wait, speaking of dumb shit, why is that slave girl's name Photo? Photo?
Right. It's because she takes photos.
Because yeah. You don't say.
You are what you eat, Brennan. Yeah, I don't know. That's dumb.
Okay, so this show actually, early on, it kind of reminded me of Cowboy Bebop, but like Cowboy Bebop was kind of episodic and it just followed. It was always about the crew,
Right,
through
yeah.
the situation that they were in, and here,
Group of drifters.
and here it's like Keno's the drifter, but it's always about the characters,
Yeah.
Right.
Chimi. But like it kind of, some episodes gave me similar feelings, like the Kind Country episode. Like I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
I liked the Liar episode. What were some of the other ones that I really enjoyed? Actually, maybe those are the two. No, the Slave Girl episode.
That was a good one.
Those three ones were great.
Yeah. I
But
agree.
also there's stupid shit like what's that dude's name again? Remind me. Talking Dog Man.
Shizu?
And T, the girl from the ship country.
Oh,
what
I
the hell
liked
was
that
that?
episode too.
Except when she just fucking stabs him.
That was real dumb.
That was the
stupid.
dumbest shit I've ever seen. And it's like, why? Because he wanted to make her go back without knowing her traumatic backstory. I'm sorry. Maybe he thought she liked it there.
The relationship triangle that was between Shizu and Riku the dog and the T made me think of in Inuyasha where Sashomaru's hanging out with that little green demon that
Right,
he revived,
yeah,
and
yeah.
Rin, I think that's her name, the
Rin,
little girl.
it is, yeah.
that he revives.
Kind of similar to that.
Yeah.
But like, also, what the fuck is up with T? Like, why did they make that happen? Where she stabs him, but also like it's.
Well, I don't know why she had to stab him. Couldn't she have just hit him?
Yeah, there's no consequence. It's like
it's
it's
so
not even
dumb.
like he gets better and then it's just like fine.
What I did really like from that episode where you meet her is that you just hear in the background like, oh, another traveler came to town.
Yeah.
And then you realize that
It's Keno.
It's Keno. Yeah. That was great.
I thought it was hilarious that when Shizu got there, they're like, "What do you want? You can oversee all the people and like live in like the middle or the high class, or you can like just be down on their level." And he's like, "Yeah, look, I'm a simple man. Like I'll just join the common folk." And then
Yeah.
Keno chooses to oversee.
Yeah.
It shows you the difference between
Yeah.
both of them, which is kind of cool.
Like Keno's low key an asshole.
Keno is an asshole.
Like,
For sure.
sometimes, yeah. And also just like, why does T always have grenades with her? Where is she getting them from?
Right.
She's like disturbed.
Also, I like how the sniper spots that in that
Yeah.
one episode.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my
He's
god.
like, that child is carrying a grenade. Never mind.
And it's live.
Yeah, it's just like pin pulled.
So
She's just
silly.
gripping it.
Oh,
like,
I also
fun, man.
really enjoyed the various countries episode. The one in particular is the town or country, whatever, that you get points for doing good deeds. And early on, the old president talks to Keno about it, and she's just like, well, like how many times in life does just like an asshole end up doing like one good deed and then they're like hailed as an angel,
Yeah.
whereas like good people, maybe they make one mistake and then everyone hates them, and then they're like, yeah, that's true. And then they go further down into like, oh, so if you've done enough good deeds, then you could commit a crime. He's like, yeah, that's right. And then they talk about how it's like, oh, if you've done enough good stuff, you can murder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that he was trying to murder Keno.
Yeah, that's like the highest prize. I like called that immediately. I was like, this guy is weird. As soon as he started explaining how it's like, oh, you can get away with some things if you're good enough. I'm like, this guy's gonna try to fucking kill someone.
You know what
funny.
would have been better for that?
Yeah.
It would have been better if, like, in his flashbacks of you seeing him being, like, a diplomat and all this shit,
Yeah.
you see like he has a personal vendetta against somebody that he needs to kill, and Keno just like witnesses the murder and doesn't do anything about it.
Right.
There's an episode in the old anime where you just see her witnessing other people kill people, like getting revenge on people, and she does nothing as a bystander because she's an asshole. She doesn't intervene when people are about to like get revenge on one another. It's cool. But yeah, that guy definitely needed like a better storyline.
Yeah,
that was
what was funny though is because like he's like, I worked my whole life to reach this point. I want to kill. I want to erase a life. I was like, damn, dude.
Sakajo.
Yeah, he is just like twisted. And to me, almost there was that point where, after he's leaving. He left Keno, and then a woman says like, "Oh, Mr. President, will you hold my baby?" And then he debates killing the baby, and then ultimately he doesn't choose to kill the baby. And I figured, like, I felt like that moment was him, I guess, like realizing that he's twisted and kind of like pulling away from it. And he like says to the babies like, "Don't end up like me." Yeah. And then he's like, "Don't become a man who failed at his only dream." I thought he was like, don't be like me, like I'm twisted. He's like, don't fail at what you want to do.
When you're an adult,
I want to
murder. Kill a baby.
And he twists its neck or something.
Yeah.
No, but then how would it ever kill another baby down the line?
I feel like it would have been more profound of a story if he wasn't the president of this country.
Right.
If he was just a regular guy who'd just been a nice person.
Yeah, like a pastor or something.
Yeah, and then he just wanted to fucking murder somebody. Yeah.
I thought it was cool that he was the former president.
Yeah.
Like, what was that? That's even, like, higher standing than, like, a pastor. Well,
I know, yeah. But, like, I don't know.
It's like everything he did, his entire life was just working.
To kill somebody.
Yeah, which is interesting.
Yeah, I suppose so.
They could have had a whole episode about that.
Yeah, I think they should have, and they should have like given him a vendetta against somebody that actually mattered.
Were there?
And then Keno just watched it happen. That would have been interesting.
Yeah, maybe.
Were there any other good ones from that episode?
From the various countries? It was interesting. There's that one that Keno consented to having her memory erased.
Oh, that was kind of funny.
That was kind of funny.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, that's.
And it was a great like cut to see it go from entering to leaving. Yeah.
And she has a drawn picture.
That episode actually ended with the director's notes, like playing over the credits.
Episode 9, right?
Yeah, it was super cool. It was just like, don't give up on your dreams, and it says, don't give up on your dreams. Like I said it twice.
Yeah.
So important. Yeah,
it was really cool. She's like, I just feel so.
And she's like, I wrote this message into the 2003 like light novel or manga.
Yeah. I didn't realize it would ever be.
And she's like, back when the original anime was out, I was writing this, and now 14 years later, you get to see it in this animation.
Exactly, and that's
really cool.
Dreams can come true. I was like,
sweet.
damn,
dude. It was sweet. I liked it a lot.
I felt like that could have been like that was a great episode 9, and then episode 10, Kind Country, could have just been the end.
Yeah,
and maybe throw the origin story earlier on. Maybe cut out whichever episode you thought was stupid.
Also, speaking of the director's note, I feel like that was very much a part of Keno's origin story and like the country of adults and whatever. It's like, oh, like you get a piece of your brain cut out and then you become an adult, and like just sort of the way like they framed it all as like the town is the machine, like their town is the man, and it's like all these kids are like being indoctrinated, like literally like all being brainwashed into being like a normal adult and like not chasing their dreams or whatever. And I feel like that might have been like a little bit like over the head, and it's like, yeah, your parents don't support you, they're gonna try fucking murder you, so run away as fast as you can. It's like okay, got the point you're trying to make, but like I feel like they could have done it like with a bit more subtlety. I don't know.
Also, a great thing about the old Keno anime is that our boy Vic Mignogna, I think is how you say his name.
You always change how you pronounce it.
Yeah, I know, I do. Every time.
One of these days you're gonna be right.
Yeah, one of these days. He's like a bunch of side characters. He's almost in like every episode is a different character.
In the old one?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's fun to see. Yeah, respect that guy.
Tight. He's got great hair.
Yeah.
Those frosted tips, man.
I didn't really like the 3D animation in the new anime.
They kind of grossed me out.
The bike is 3D a lot of the time.
Like anytime she's getting on and off of her bike, it's very apparently 3D, and I'm like, oh, stop. Or like when they use the same frame twice in the first episode, where like she's pulling up to the vagrant on the side of the road. First time it's the guy who wants to get into the murder town, and then Second time, it's the guy who also wants to get into the murder town, but he's on the other side.
Right.
But they use the same shot of her pulling up, and it's like really choppy, like the frame rate's fucked up. And I was like, ew, this is gross.
Right.
I wish they didn't do that. But like it did.
Sorry. Stop doing that.
I like the color scheme in like the origin episode in the Town of Adults with all the red flowers and her purple hair and stuff.
Right.
Like the show is beautiful when it wants to be. Mm-hmm. But there are certain times where I'm kind of like, I wish you didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, why did they make this though? Did we ever figure
know.
that out?
No, we didn't figure that
because
out.
I do think that it's a worse version. I would have liked if like, the 3 or 4 episodes we brought up that are like really outstanding.
Yeah.
If those are like OVAs.
Yeah.
Right.
But like I can't say that the show shouldn't exist because it made me watch the old one.
Right.
Which is really good.
Yeah. How did you guys feel about Historic Country, where it's just like the sepia backstory of Master? Yeah.
It wasn't that good.
You didn't like it?
Like, there's nothing I could like grasp and say like that was like an interesting story.
What was weird was like I think I liked the episode, but it really didn't need to be told at all because I don't know, it didn't have any like relevance to... Oh no, wait, no, there was a bit of Keno at the end.
Well, like in between, because like she's telling a story to Hermes. So
also, the episode about the slave, I thought maybe that's the master.
like that's like a real throwback.
That also wasn't there.
Also speaking of which, I guess like the Volcano Town, shitty people episode that came later on, but that's also where Keno gets her gun, the Huntsman, which she has in like the second episode. So like, I guess this.
No, she gets a different gun. She gets like another gun from that guy.
No, is that?
I just thought she
Huntsman?
got a new gun, but I'm not paying that.
She gives that gun, and the guy's like, "Whoa, sick!" Like I haven't seen this gun in a while.
She has two, right? She's got the revolver, and then she's got the one that sounds like a pea shooter, and then she refers to that one as like, or the woodsman, or the hunt, or something like that. And like, I remember this because one of the earlier episodes, I guess it's with the Troublesome Country. She tries to get through that like old German country. And I guess you find out later, it's like, oh, they asked for that gun as like payment to get in. And she's like, oh, if they didn't ask for the woodsman, I would have just done some work for them. But like, they wanted that, so like, I fucking hopped in this ship and we blasted our way through that country.
Right.
And then like later on, she gets that other gun, and I was like, oh, so is this just not in order? Is this just like random events, I guess?
I guess.
I don't know. Who's to say?
That's interesting. I can't fathom why this anime would end off on a sheep episode. Like a horror sheep episode.
It was pretty silly.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
No, maybe it's just a show that like this is all lighthearted at the end of the day, and
yeah, I mean, like I kind
of... those sheeps like freaked me out though. Like, have you seen The Birds?
Yeah, the movie.
Yeah, like Alfred Hitchcock. Like I watched that movie, and it like kind of freaked me out, but I was like, yeah, whatever. But then in real life, when I saw a bunch of birds together, I got like real scared. And now I feel this way about sheep. Or rams.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see them less often together.
Yeah.
That's funny, though.
No, I didn't like that episode.
I kind of just want to, like, hit home with this and say that, like, everybody should go watch the 2003 series. Just watch it. Back in Keno's origin story, the guy the original Keno, like, the guy who comes to town and his name is Keno, and he fixes up the motorcycle, which is called Hermes, he actually looks like Keno. Like, how the girl ends up looking. Nice. I guess a little bit more than like the guy who in the 2017 series
looks like Naruto's dad.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, in the original series, they have a lot of cool plots for like episodes, just like random episodes. There's the very first episode is about it's about a nation of people who all live separately from one another in like different houses spread far across from each other because when they originally all lived together, they invented a machine that let each other read each other's minds. So that they could get along better, and it drove everyone apart because they could always hear each other's thoughts.
All the negatives.
All the negatives and everything, which is really cool. And there's another episode I really liked called The Book of Prophecy, or I think it's called that, where like Keno goes to a town and hears what their religion is like, and she finds out like all the different intricacies and all the fables, and then she goes to another town and sees like that's where the religion was written, and then she goes to a third town and sees like she meets the people who like it was based on and how the religion like
Jesus.
became a religion from town to town. It's
That's
very
really cool, actually.
Yeah.
So what happened?
I'm not going to tell you. You should watch it.
No. I mean, like, what happened to the show?
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah, it's fascinating. Like, this reminds me a lot of, like, Full Metal Alchemist being made around the same time as the original Kino. And now coming back for a second series.
Right.
Except Full Metal Alchemist nailed it both times.
They fucking nailed it, dude.
I definitely can say I liked this show more than Devilman Crybaby. Our previous episode.
Yeah, if you haven't watched it.
I think I did too. All right, definitely, yeah.
I actually think I like Devilman more than this. They are two different animals.
For sure.
But I think I definitely had a better time watching Devilman. Also, I kind of like the ending, like the very last shot in Keno where she's sitting in a hammock and it's like, oh, what now? It's like, I don't know, it's whenever you wake up, that's your next journey. It's like onwards and upwards. I was like, oh, that's kind of nice. Even though it was kind of dragged out a bit.
I liked it, but that went on way too long.
Yeah,
So
it was
fucking
pacing
like,
wise,
we get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were they like... Was that just a life lesson, or are they trying to hint at a second season being made sometime? I don't know.
Right.
Probably not,
Oh,
but who knows?
Also unrelated, something that just occurred to me. A question you asked in our last podcast for Devilman. What was the point of Devilman? I feel like one big point of Devilman was just sort of the juxtaposition of the two ideals being like utilitarian and being right for the sake of being right or good for the sake of being good. So like Rio is kind of like an asshole who's just like get the job done no matter what the stakes are, and then Akira's like, oh, like that's not right though, you can't do that because that's not a good thing, and just sort of comparing and contrasting. Anyways, back to Keno. It struck me. I feel like it had to be said, and I wasn't very clear last time. But anyways, I like the ending of Keno.
Right.
It was kind of dumb at times, but generally left me with a good feeling.
Guys, final thoughts on Keno?
Good show.
Yeah.
I would watch another season, which I assume they would make.
I don't know.
It feels like they're going to. Yeah. That's it, I guess. Oh, actually, there was a point where they run into Shizu for the second time.
Stupid.
And then and then at the end of it, it's like, oh, if I do run into him again, and then Keno's like, I know, the shock would kill him. And I was like, what did that mean?
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Did they have a crush on each other? Is that what they were hinting
the
at?
The shock would kill him.
It was something like that.
Keno's
Hermes
too
was
young.
like, yeah.
I feel like the payoff for his character wasn't there. Did they find a place to live?
I don't know. Did they? I don't remember. They were just... Oh, they were in that fucking radio wave town for a while, and then they left.
God.
That was stupid as shit.
Yeah, that was a stupid episode. Although, no, in episode 9, that's the last time we see them, because they're going to different countries, too, and I think they do settle.
Where?
Right?
Do you remember?
I don't know. It's the one where they wrote their wishes on the wall.
Oh, yeah, that is the last time. And then...
Yeah, that's the last time we
T
see.
is like, that's fucking stupid.
You know it's stupid, right? That was pretty funny, actually.
Wait, what was stupid?
No. T literally says, oh, wishing on this, or like sticking your wish to the statue is fucking dumb.
I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that is where they settled down.
I mean, it looked like a nice place.
Mm-hmm. So I would definitely watch a second season. I liked the show, and I really like that it made me watch the original version, which is great.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will watch the original version, and I wish I had a talking dog and a dune buggy.
I don't want a talking dog because at that point they're too sentient, and you can't like cuddle with... I can't cuddle with a dog if it actually thinks like a person.
Dude, but he likes it.
Could it be like a baby? Like you might cuddle with a baby, right?
Right,
But a baby's like
a
checked out enough that it's like
Yeah.
it's okay. It's basically a dog.
Okay, like a like a 2-year-old who can kind of talk. You know,
Still checked
Your
out
child,
just enough.
right.
It's like once they hit
Sure.
6, you don't give them any more love.
What I'm saying is, what about a dog who has the mind of a 2-year-old?
Oh, that's fine. That's kind of cute because
going
it's like
on?
stupid.
All right.
Anyways, this is how you know we've run out of shit to talk about.
Okay.
Oh, it's too funny.
So anyways,
Oh yeah, you guys should talk to us. Come talk to us. Treat us like your journal. Let us know your thoughts about anime and whatever the fuck else you want.
dump your emotions into us.
Especially Kino's journey. Tell me everything that you wanted out of it.
Yeah. How did you feel about this? Why aren't you following us on Twitter? Tell us everything.
So the way to let us know your thoughts is to email us at shonenchumps@gmail.com or tweet at us at shonenchumps.
We're also on Apple iTunes podcast. So if you're not listening there, you can listen to us there. You can listen to us on YouTube, and you can listen to us on the Google Play Store and many of the podcast apps that source from iTunes.
Yeah, and you can always leave us a comment or like a review on Apple iTunes podcasts.
Yeah, because we don't have a lot there. So if you actually do listen to us using like Google Play or like fucking SoundCloud or some shit, I don't know, leave us some sort of message or like a rating or however those things work.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Also, let us know what we should be watching. Also, maybe, we mentioned this last podcast, but we are toying with the idea of doing half episodes. So just covering 5 episodes of a brand new 2018 anime. And
half season
episode. Sorry, I phrased that wrong. But yeah, because like up until now, we've just been doing fully completed series. And sometimes it might be like after the fact. It might be after you care about the show.
Yeah.
So
and sometimes we might want to talk about where we think something is going before it ends up there.
Exactly.
So we can make a podcast halfway through the season.
Yeah,
might be fun.
It might it's not like an ongoing anime like we've done in the past, like My Hero Academia or something like that.
Right.
Could be cool. Let us know if that sounds like a good idea to you. And yeah, follow us on Twitter if you want to know what we're doing and what we're watching. As of right now, I'm not entirely sure what we're watching next.
Who knows?
No, I do know. It's Inuyashiki.
That's right.
We're going to be watching Inuyashiki. So
Sick.
start watching that if you haven't already watched it. And if you have watched it, look forward to it. Or don't. I'm not a cop. I'm not telling you how to live. But yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Okay, bye.
See you, Space Cowboy.